What's up, YouTube? Let's talk about the lone wolf and preparedness. We've visited this subject many times here, and today we're going to foot stomp a couple of things. I am a huge believer in community. Why is that? Well, I've been the lone wolf. I've been there, I've done it, and it didn't work out so great. Now, a lot of people who are lone wolves are going to say, well, that's because you suck, T. You just did it wrong. You don't understand. Blah, 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 blah. No, I do understand. I get it. What's this? This is a dandelion. My daughter gave it to me. Where's she? She is right there. Here's the thing. I reject the concept of a lone wolf. Let me ask you something. Do you have your own milk cow? Do you have your own beef cows? You grow your own wheat, you grind it to make your own flour. Are you capturing your own yeast on the windowsill during the spring and keeping it as sourdough during the winter months? You make your own clothes. You have your own sheep, obviously, right? And you're collecting that wool and you're darning it into yarn, and then you're spinning that and then doing your own weaving, right? Like, to what logical end do we go before we realize that you are, in part or in whole, dependent upon a larger group of people than yourself? The concept breaks down the harder you look at it. So, hold on, baby. You gonna rake? You gonna rake the fire? Okay, here, let Daddy see it. So at some point, the concept of being a lone wolf really means that either you will not acknowledge the fact that you are in fact dependent on other people, or you know that you're dependent on other people, you just don't want to play nice, in which case that makes you a threat. So if in your mind you're a lone wolf and you're content with being a lone wolf, I see you as a threat. Because in end times, bro, when that happens, here, hold on, honey, hold on. When that happens, right, are you gonna, and again, let's go here. You're gonna hunt, fish, scavenge, gather, forage, everything you need to make it? No, you're not. For a time you will, but your longevity is not going to be good. You're not going to last that long without taking advantage of somebody, either cooperatively or uncooperatively, because you can cooperatively take advantage of me. That's called community, though. See, that's the difference. Cooperatively taking advantage of me means at some point I get to take advantage of you, your skill sets, your resources. No, hey, give me this. Your abilities, what you bring to the table. That's community. And you can have a community of loners. I mean, have you ever been part of an agricultural community? Farmers don't exactly just get around, get together every day and shoot the crap and sit around and hang out. And I mean, maybe they do where you're at, not the ones that I know. That's not how they do it, right? They got stuff to do. But when they need help, they can pick up the phone or hop in the truck and drive over and see Bob or Bill. You're fine. You have a big fall? Stand by. So as I was saying, before Miss Independent over here fell over and busted her butt and I want to go home. This is the perfect analogy, right? Because you're super independent and you're super self-reliant by yourself until you trip and fall, until something goes wrong. And then what? Now all of a sudden you want to go home. But there's nobody to take you home. It doesn't exist because you're the lone wolf. You've alienated everybody, or you haven't put in the time on the front end to build those relationships to have your people who will help you. So yeah, you'll survive for a time. Right now, it's much easier to lone wolf, I submit, than it will be after the balloon goes up. Because the system that provides all the things for you through barter or trade or sale that you're currently taking advantage of will go away. It will be gone. And then what? So I think it's a really impractical argument to say that you're just going to lone wolf it. Because again, eventually you're going to take advantage of somebody, either cooperatively or uncooperatively. Now, uncooperatively, uncooperatively is a losing argument, because if we have one person trying to project deadly force and a community of 50, 100, 150, 200 people trying to project deadly force. It's just a numbers game. We win. So, uncooperatively may work for you in the micro, but in the macro, it's not going to work, which comes back to reduced longevity. It feels good in your mind, but in the practical world out here, in the actual world, it's not going to work. Not for the long term. Especially if you have a wife and kids that you're responsible for, not going to work. Now, cooperatively, can you be cooperative with other people and still be a lone wolf? I say no. If you think that you're a lone wolf because you get to do this every time somebody tries to get near to you or develop a relationship with you, yet you still want to rely on, this or a community of people around you, like-minded individuals in the whole nine, you're not a lone wolf. You may be an introvert. You may be a loner, but you're not a lone wolf. You can't have it both ways. And in the short term, lone wolfing might work out for you. In the micro, for a short while. You're gonna need to cooperate with somebody sooner or later. Doesn't it make sense to start cooperating with people now? And my youngest child is squishing a bug underneath a leaf. She is absolutely her daddy's child. Doesn't it make sense to start cooperating with people now and building that context and relationship and trust now while you can, then after the freaking balloon goes up, then where does lone wolfing get you? Maybe this is the kind of thing you can do in Alaska. You're not in Alaska. The vast majority of you are not in Alaska. Okay? Population density game's different here. Things are different here. Times are different now. Things are different. The guiding principles still remain the same, but the context has changed. And if you can't figure that out here, you're not all there. So, cooperative or uncooperative advantage. You can take advantage of me cooperatively. I make a great friend. I really do. There's a whole tribe of people who will tell you that. And truthfully, one of my biggest lamentations is I think that there are times where I could have been a better friend and I wasn't. But that's between me and the Most High. Uncooperatively, maybe in the micro, I'll give you that, maybe one-on-one, sure. Not 150 to 1, or 250 to 1, or 1,500 to 1, or 1,500 to 5. So at some point, the concept of being a lone wolf breaks down because you are going to take advantage of somebody at some time. So how you justify morally and ethically what that advantage looks like that you're taking really defines the content of your character, says me. And if you're going to have to be reliant on other people a lot or even a little bit, you should get good at doing it now. It's much better to have a whole bunch of friends than a whole bunch of enemies. And I fear for anybody engaging in lone wolf syndrome that you're going to engender a whole bunch of enemies. And even if you're a pacifist, even if you don't have, what is that?
It's chewed up.
Oh, it is chewed up. Thank you. If you don't have a group of people, you will either act or get acted upon. Being proactive beats being reactive. Action beats reaction every time. Every time. So if we're all acknowledging this, that means you're either going to be nefarious in your actions as soon as the balloon goes up as a lone wolf and act to take advantage of people uncooperatively, i.e. do them harm, or you're going to learn to be cooperative now because you can realize with that vast cranial matter above your neck that it pays to be in cooperation with people. It is not good that man would be alone. I will make him a helpmeet. Of course, that requires that you believe in the Bible, or at least can see the wisdom in it, which are two completely different things. So what I would implore you, all you lone wolf types out there, that you think long and hard about what precisely SHTF looks like for you, because you might win the short game. It's entirely possible mathematically that you win the short game. That's fine. Community wins the long game. Civilization exists because community wins the long game. Things to think about. You can cooperatively take advantage of me with a smile on my face if I can be a help and a blessing to you. But nobody gets to uncooperatively take advantage of me or anybody else in my tribe without suffering the ramifications. So if you find yourself of the lone wolf mentality, once again, I would ask you seriously and with love in my heart to examine, why are you there, and is this the best course of action for you? Because once this balloon goes up, I'm not making any new friends. I like the friends I have. Now, if the Father brings me someone and the conviction is on my heart that I am to steward that relationship, that's one thing, but I'm not going out of my way to make friends the day after it hits the fan. Sorry, bro. We could have been friends before that, but we're not. Which leaves uncooperative advantage. An uncooperative advantage will be met with lethal force. Shalom.